Welcome back to Lawn Dude Unearth, where we like to dive into whatever topic comes to mind each and every week. Every week we have an installment on mental health because it's important, man. You got to check on your people. You got to check on your people and have your people check on you. It is important, man. It's important to me that we continue to have discussions on mental health because it's just not talked about enough. Now we're going to cue the intro. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to Lawn Dude Unearth. You may hear I'm a little stopped up right now, a little stuffy. I actually have seasonal allergies, which is crazy. I'm allergic to tree pollen, and yet I own a lawn and landscape business. So you do the math there, and even with algae medicine, I still tend to kind of suffer this time of year. It's crazy. I can go through an entire day out servicing properties, and then the second I get back in the house and into the night, that's usually when I get the worst. And as you know, I am recording this in the truck in the evening. So whether you're listening to this in the evening, at night, in the morning, midday, whenever you listen to this podcast, I much appreciate you're listening to this podcast and choosing to listen to this podcast, even if there's only 5 of y'all out there listening. Now I got to ask you, man, did you check on your people? Did you check on your people, man? You got to check on your people. And hopefully your people is checking on you. Because you never know what someone is going through, man. They never know what you're going through. So, I'm probably going to be all over the place on this topic, man. As you know, with my last podcast, I said that, my birthday was coming up. So, my birthday was last Sunday, real time. Today is March 14th, 2025. It's a Friday. And my birthday was this past Sunday, March 9th. I turned 36, and my birthday kind of brought me to something, man. Reason why I like birthdays, it doesn't even have to be my birthday. Honestly, I love other people's birthdays, especially like family and friends. What I love about birthdays is it's kind of that one day where you get to celebrate people and you really get to show them how appreciated they are. But when it's your birthday, you get to feel appreciated. It's like, I don't want this to sound the wrong way, but to be honest with you, it's like the one day where you get to see how much everybody appreciates you, and not so much even just that, you get to see who's really there. Like, especially if you're the type of person that helps out a lot of people, you get to see who is really there, who really even cares that it's your birthday. Now that hits deep, pause, for a lot of people when I say those words, because some people don't really get the happy birthdays. Some people don't get recognized on their birthday. Some people don't get appreciated. They don't get to feel appreciated. And a lot of times these are the same people that have a hard time, saying things. Like, I can tell you right now, I got to feel appreciated. I got to enjoy my birthday with my family and friends. I tried to do to where, like, family and friends and whatnot was like the day before. And then the Sunday, I wanted to just be like my direct family celebrate my birthday with me. Something a little more close, you know what I mean? So it is great to have become another year wiser, but it also brings me to a certain point, man. It's funny, My wife and I were just having a conversation the other day, and she was talking about, how being a mother is, from a mother's perspective. And then she asked me, about being a father from a father's perspective. It was just an honest conversation because we listened to a podcast where they had said something about how, it is for a mother. And we just started talking about each other's perspectives, you know what I mean? And I'm not going to sit here and talk about what she said because that's what she was saying to me as far as how she feels or how all mothers kind of relate in certain things. Now, what I will say is what I say, you know what I mean? And it's a lot for me to even say this because this is part of the problem when it comes to us as men. You know what I mean? I told my wife that when being a man in general, being a family man, you feel like you have a barbell behind your neck. Well, on your shoulders, not behind your neck, but on your shoulders. And you start out with like the bar. Excuse me. Then you add weight. Then you add more weights. Then you keep adding weights. And then it gets to the point where you're struggling to hold up the bar. But at the same time, while you're struggling to hold the bar, you got to keep a smile on your face. And you got to present to everyone around you that you're strong and that you got it. I said that because that's how it feels like you have the world on your shoulders a lot of times when you're a family man. You're trying to do what's best for your whole family. Now, what makes those weights feel less is having faith in God and knowing that He'll help you with the weight. God blessing you with a great supporting cast around you. You know what I mean? Like, that always helps as well. But the reason why I use that example is because it brings me to this whole topic of what I say every week about checking on your people, man, and checking and hopefully somebody is checking on you, because no matter how strong you are, we all need that person to lean on. We all need that person to lean on. I'm blessed with a wife, kids, all sorts of family, friends who are there. But one thing I can say is I've always been the type of person that is just there for everyone. So, like, anyone around me who feels like they need to vent about something, you know what I mean? They feel comfortable doing that with me, and I'm actually honored with that. But where that makes it tough for someone like myself is when I'm kind of going through something, it might be harder for me to voice that. And you know what? I think that is honestly a man thing because a lot of men, I know, especially like just people that I know in general, when it comes to men, it's tough for us to voice when we're struggling. It's tough for us to voice when we're down, feeling down, or when we're hurt. So, like, I know with me, I try to have an accountability group with my close friends. So, and a lot of guys out there have they have a hard time ever letting it out. You know what I mean? You also gotta have like some sort of something that you like to do that helps you relieve the relieve any type of stress, relieve any type of pressure. You know what I mean? Like, I know that's easier said than done sometimes, but it's something that you got to do. So when I say check on your people, I literally mean check on your people, man. How hard is it to send a freaking text message out? You don't have to even call them. You don't really have to even pull up on them. You don't have to send a freaking letter or a note or nothing. You can just send a little text message, man. How hard is it? How difficult is it to do that, man? I don't think it's that difficult, which is why I have no problem doing just that. One thing I can admit, though, about myself, to show that I can relate to you guys, is I do have a hard time voicing when something is going on with me. It's not because I don't want to talk to people about it. It's because I don't know how to talk about it a lot of times. The way my mind moves, I would like to say this is from being a business owner where you're constantly have stuff on your mind. I think because of that, I really don't know how to voice certain things the way they work in my head. Because in my head and what comes out of my mouth might be two different things. So like I said, you got to check on your people, man. You got to check on your people, man. You got to keep things into perspective. That's all I got for this week, man. And once again, if you find yourself in a situation where you have nobody around you that you can talk to, man, feel free to shoot me an email. ldlmllc@yahoo.com. ldlmllc@yahoo.com. And you can go ahead and just chat with me, man. Because I know it's important to have that person to confide in. Sometimes it gets real tough when you can't have that conversation with anyone. So once again, I'm here, and someone who's always there is God. You can always talk to God. I have most of my conversations in private with God. When everybody else in the house is sleeping, I'm still up restless because I'm overthinking things. That's who I turn to. So y'all have a great week. Y'all be blessed. Peace.
Thank you for listening to Lon Dude on Earth. We talk about all kinds of things here. The good stuff, the tough stuff, and everything in between. If you like the show, please give us a 5-star review. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, and have a blessed day.